Now the chances are that you clicked on this video is that you saw the most recent Samsung release of the Galaxy S20FE. And you're probably wondering, should I still get the S20? Or should I get the S20FE? Well, if you want to know the difference, keep watching and we'll find out. Now I must say, I was a little bit shocked this morning when I saw the announcement of the S20FE. And purely because about 1 week ago, I bought an S20 Plus for my wife. If we compare the prices, it's a little bit cheaper. So naturally, I went to the Samsung website and flicked through the specifications and realized it's actually flagship specs. It's pretty much the same as the S20 series at a much lower cost. So immediately I felt like shit, because why did I spend this extra money buying the S20 Plus when I could have just waited a week and get the S20FE? After a little bit more research, I felt a little bit better, and here's why. Now let's just get the prices out of the way first. For the base model of the FE, it's $999. Compare that with the S20 Plus. I got it on sale for $1,200. So the difference is $200. Keep that in mind for the rest of this video. $200 is the difference. So the first noticeable difference between the two phones is obviously the screen size. 6.5 versus 6.7. If you look at it in the spectrum of the S20 phones, the FE would slot in between the S20 and the S20 Plus. Now they all have 120Hz OLED display, but the other key difference is that the FE only goes up to 1080p, whereas the other S20s can display 4K. Personally, it doesn't matter to me, because you know what? As soon as I got the S20 Plus, I reduced the screen resolution down to 1080p to save battery. When you have a screen that size, you can't actually see with the naked eye the difference between 1080p and 4K. You can only notice the difference when it's a larger screen, like a 75-inch TV. So in terms of the screen size, the only thing I didn't like about the FE is that it's slightly smaller than the S20 Plus. Now the second thing, the RAM. Instead of 8 gig, it's now 6 gig. Now would you notice it in everyday usage? I say probably not. But if you multitask a lot, 8 gig is always better than 6 gig. Let's just leave it at that. The third difference is the build quality. The S20s are made with glass on the back, whereas the FE is plastic. They call it Glastic, just fancy word for plastic. And the thing is, the Samsung keynote, they spend like 10-15 minutes talking about the different color variations. I mean, yes, you have all these color, but you know what? When you buy the phone, you only get one color. It's not like the color is going to constantly rotate when you have the phone. It's just going to be the one color that you choose. And it doesn't matter if you're going to put a case on it. And the fourth difference is actually the camera. Now the telephoto lens is 64 megapixels on the S20s. It's only 8 on the FE. Now what does that mean? You are going to get marginally better pictures on the S20s. Now there are probably other minor factors that are slightly different, and consider what I just spoke about. Now it's up to you to make the choice on whether that extra $200 is worth it. I actually think it's a different phone. Just like the S20 is a different phone to the S20 Plus. The size of the phone makes a huge difference. Now personally, I like the screen big. Spending the extra $200 to go from a 6.5 to a 6.7 inch, plus all the other factors combined, is actually not that bad. Having said that though, I already bought the S20 Plus before the S20FE came out, because I needed a phone at the time. Now I've been talking about the base model of the FE. If you spend an extra $150 and get the 5G variant, you actually get a different processor. You get a Snapdragon instead of the Exynos. The difference, it's faster, it's less of a battery drain, and generally people prefer Snapdragon processors. The S20 flagship line, when it was introduced in Australia, uses the inferior Exynos. Now why Samsung did that, I don't know. There's a lot of controversies online about this, but you know what? To me, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because you're not gonna feel it. I think the difference is about 6% speed increase. You're not gonna feel it. But for the people who are chasing this max min factor, well, the pricing gap from $200 just closed to $50. If you're in a situation where you haven't made any purchase at all and you're looking at these phones, right, your decision just got a lot more harder because you now have 4 phones in the S20 line to compete with each other. However, you know what? I commend Samsung for having all this spectrum of devices for you to make a choice. Now, the hard bit is for you to actually make the choice. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this video has been helpful to you. If you've got any questions, comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.